is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
was amazing.
That was amazing.
Yes.
That was Regina King's epic power walk at the Oscars last night. Welcome to DBL. It's Monday, April 26th. I'm here with my friends Stephanie and Al. Get some kind of emotion when you see that?
Oh, she is a powerhouse, a force to be reckoned with. What an intro. Seriously.
A little, we were talking right before, little Reservoir Dogs, a little Pulp Fiction.
Yeah,
right?
that music, and I was trying to Shazam that music. So I could have it. I thought that was so cool. But you know, we're looking at this as adults. How many like future actors that are 7 or 8 years old right now watch that and their jaw hit the table like that? Is what an actress looks like, and I don't know what I have to do, but I'm going to do that. That inspired a lot of people we're going to hear from in 20 years.
That was pretty boss. So let's talk about the Oscars. There were a bunch of big changes, and it was shot like a movie. I don't know if you guys noticed. The speeches were much longer, and of course, there was a new venue at a train station in downtown Los Angeles. So overall, you guys came out strong out of the gates. Did you think overall it was a great show?
I loved it. I love any form of red carpet ceremony, celebrating work that, let's be honest, has got us through the pandemic. We've all been watching Netflix. We've all been tuning in, getting everything we can online at home. Some of us have been fortunate to go to the cinema. And I am so happy and excited to celebrate the people that put in the hours and the work that give us so much happiness. Loved the venue, loved the change up, loved the fact that there was no host. So many things. I could go on and on and on. The beautiful little stories that made all of the celebs seem so relatable, because so many people say, oh, it's not relatable, they're celebrities, we can't. I think that bridged that gap for me.
See, I missed a host personally, but I have another take. What'd you think, Al?
I want to hear that. You know, for me, I do like that we heard more about the people behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And just how, just as Steph was talking, I was just like, somebody made these note cards. Somebody's keeping our video feed going on Facebook. Somebody contacted Steph about what she was going to wear. Talk to you about your hair and how your pocket square was going to match this crazy jacket. So many people are involved. And I think we just look at them like, oh, it's all about that. It's like they're actually almost maybe the most replaceable people on set. I think in an emergency, I couldn't do what the guys in the booth are doing right now. People would know immediately. But if we needed to switch Brandon and I out, I don't think the show would lose much. So it's so interesting how people. I hope we start to highlight the people behind the scenes.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. And then you just gave me a visual of Al in the control room just pressing buttons.
Why are we watching the Golden Girls right now? I feel like this is a good episode.
I thought stylistically, and I don't know if the people at home appreciate that. I'm not trying to be like an artist guy. That's not me. But the style, the way that was shot, like when they came like through the bushes, and then you saw the presenter up there, and they kind of gave you like you were almost backstage. Right. So I love shots like that. I thought the flow of it was pretty cool. I did think the speeches were a little bit long. I'm going to be honest with you, but stylistically, I think what Soderbergh did was he did a fantastic job.
Changed it up.
I'm on board. Okay, so a lot of you were slamming the awards last night for what appeared to be a huge snub. So in case you missed this, let me set this up for you, okay? So for the first time ever, the order of the awards were changed, and the last award of the night was for Best Actor. So a lot of people hoped that Chadwick Boseman was going to win for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. His win would have ended the show with an emotional speech by his widow, but instead, Anthony Hopkins won for The Father and wasn't even there to give a speech. So this morning, he posted one to Instagram. Take a look.
At 83 years of age, I did not expect to get this award. I really didn't. I want to pay tribute to Chadwick Boseman, who's taken from us far too early. And again, thank you all very much. I really did not expect this. So I feel very privileged and honored. Thank you.
I appreciate that from Anthony Hopkins. I think everybody, including the producers, thought Chadwick was going to take home this award.
Well, we've seen him take home that award for the rest of the award season, right? So, and his wife, oh my gosh, well, we watched her receiving the last award and gave the most heartwarming, I mean, gosh, we were sat in tears, most of us, weren't we, watching it back. So I think, yeah, the assumption was that he was going to take it home. So I don't blame Anthony Hopkins for not turning up, because he is 83. He's won $1 million million awards in his life, rightfully so. He's an incredible actor. And I think he did the right thing by stepping up today and just saying, you know, I had no idea. I think that was genuine. I really do.
I do definitely.
I do think both of them deserved it for very different reasons. They're both amazing actors in their own right. So I think both of them deserved it in their own way. But I think the majority of people were hoping for Chadwick.
I think they were setting up the whole show to close it out like that.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, Jeff, you watch sports. No disrespect, Steph. I don't know how much you watch, championship games, but there have been situations in which it looked like one team was going to win, and so to set up, they'll take the champagne into their locker room.
Yeah.
They'll take the favors, the confetti in their locker room, and then over the course of the rest of the game, that team starts to lose, and they have to wheel that champagne right back out. Yes.
Very famously with Boston in the 80s.
Yes.
Sorry if you're in Boston, and that still hurts. That still stings a little bit.
And I feel like that was very analogous to what we just saw here. I mean, I think the producers wanted, and we were all expecting it, and we saw Anthony Hopkins win. But I'm really happy that not only did Anthony Hopkins win, but he acknowledged Chadwick Boseman, because of what I heard was just two actors talking to each other. Yeah. It's not about who won and who lost. It's like we both ran this race together. We went through this process together, and I respect that. And shout out to Anthony Hopkins, 83. I can't be bothered to show up to the Oscars because I'm in Wales. We should all be so lucky.
And he was also in the middle of the night, right? Over there, so he didn't expect to win. So I don't blame him either. All right, so there was another moment at last night's Oscars that's got a lot of you talking again. Tyler Perry was given a humanitarian award, and his speech called on everyone to refuse hate. Let's take a look.
How can I hate you when I had a mother who grew up in a Jim Crow South in Louisiana? My mother taught me to refuse hate. She taught me to refuse blanket judgment. And in this time, and with all of the internet and social media and algorithms and everything that wants us to think a certain way, the 24-hour news cycle, it is my hope that all of us would teach our kids, and not only to remember, just refuse hate.
But there was one part of his speech that lit up Twitter. While mentioning a number of groups that have been disenfranchised, he also brought up the police. Here's what he said.
I refuse to hate someone because they are Mexican or because they are black or white or LGBTQ. I refuse to hate someone because they are a police officer. I refuse to hate someone because they are Asian.
So one person on Twitter said Tyler Perry slipped being a police officer in there with race, gender, and sexuality. At this time, truly an embarrassment and disrespectful to the movement in this country, but also telling you clearly where he aligns. I got my thoughts, and I'm going to tell you right off the bat, this was my favorite moment of the night, Tyler Perry's speech. I find him very inspirational. I love this speech. People took it in a different direction. Al, where do you stand on this?
I think we've lost context.
Exactly,
Jeff,
man.
As adults. He was saying that I'm not going to put a blanket over anybody, whether it's their profession, their sexuality, or how they present to the world phenotypically in terms of like their looks. To say that's how he aligns is a real slap in the face to somebody who we've covered on the show for 2-3 years now, Jeff. Every Christmas, he goes and he just clears out the layaway section, for families that can't afford it. He has employed thousands of people of color on his own compound. And now that's how he aligns, and you're canceling him, you're done with him. It just amazes me how somebody doesn't communicate something absolutely perfectly that they're done with you, and it's a little disheartening stuff.
Oh, no, I absolutely agree. I agree with you. I thought it was one of the most heartwarming, honest, true, beautiful speeches. He deserves that award more than most people we've seen get it, I think. Honestly, I think he's done amazing things. And I think to say that his message was against hate and to try and unite people and bring them together, and then this is what he gets in return, I just think it's terrible. Yeah,
he said meet me in the middle was what his speech was about. Whether you're black, brown, Asian, a police officer, because we've seen a lot of police hate. He wasn't singling out police. He was saying there's a lot of hate in this world. Let's meet in the middle. Let's have that conversation. That's what we try to do on the show, Al, every day, is meet in the middle and let's have a conversation about it. I took that from being Tyler Perry's message, but people got to dissect it and make it their own. So
shout out Tyler Perry.
Moment. Absolutely. Coming up on DBL, we can't skip the Oscars red carpet style. Stephanie's got your fashion recap.
Yes.
I tried to give it a little accent there. And Glenn Close loses again, but her dance moves were a big hit. The twerk everyone's talking about, that's coming up.
Closed captioning provided by
The Verify team is here to get you the facts by taking your questions to the vetted experts. And with a new administration, there's new talk about D.C. statehood, an idea that's been around for generations. So let's verify. With Democratic control in the House, the Senate, and the White House, is there a path to statehood with a simple majority? Our sources are the Senate rules, the Congressional Record, 51 for 51, an advocacy group, and Alan B. Morrison from the George Washington University Law School.
Do you think this is a real thing that could happen now?
Yeah.
Morrison explains that in the Senate, you typically need 60 votes to pass a controversial bill. That's because of the filibuster. Any senator can demand a debate and essentially block a vote. Only 60 votes can stop the filibuster.
The Senate will be in order.
Then came this landmark vote in November 2013. Senate Democrats, led by Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid, used the so-called nuclear option for the first time. This eliminated the filibuster and made it a simple majority vote for nominees in the executive and the judiciary, except for in the case of the Supreme Court. 4 years later, Republican Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell used the nuclear option yet again, this time for the Supreme Court, requiring just a simple majority for nominations.
And that would be the same for statehood. They could simply change the filibuster rule and say the filibuster rule does not apply to applications for new states. They could do that in a stroke of the pen.
So we could verify that yes, the Senate can change the rules to get rid of the filibuster, allowing statehood with just 51 votes. But the question is, will they try to make such a change? Even some Democrats have come forward and said publicly that they're against this type of rule change.
There's no question they have the power to do it. The question is, do they have the will and the votes?
With your Verify, this is Evan Kozlov.
Let me see you do the butt. Let's see it.
Welcome back to DBL. That was Glenn Close twerking to the butt at the Oscars last night. Glenn lost for the 8th time, but she won over the crowd with her moves and unexpected knowledge of the song. Let's watch.
That's da butt. Yeah, it's da butt. I know that. Da butt was, wait a second, it was a classic song by the great Washington, D.C. go-go band EU. Oh. So, yeah, and shout outs to Sugar Bear and the Backyard Band and the whole DMV.
And that wasn't the only moment that got our attention. Everyone is talking about Minari actress Ye Jung-yoon. She flirted with Brad Pitt. Did you guys see this after winning Best Supporting Actress? Take a look.
Mr. Brad Pitt, finally. Nice to meet you. Where were you while we were filming in Tulsa? It's very honored to meet you.
So both really iconic images from last night. I could just say it there.
Yeah.
Which one did you like better? Al, I know where you're going with this.
I'm going with the butt. And it's because, when I was in college, all my buddies from D.C., the music, that song, it was an official, like, a go-go song. And D.C.'s kind of got their own music that's very drum and bass heavy. They don't play hip-hop or anything. They're just pure go-go clubs. And to hear that song played for the whole world was just kind of a validation of all my homies from the DMV. And she knew who they were, so whether it was scripted or not, I was here for it.
It was scripted.
I was here for it.
It was scripted, but I don't know if the dancing was scripted.
I'm not sure, but I think everything else was. The way they set that up was genius, and I thought, what are they doing here? Like playing music, and they're going up to people in the audience, asking them to play a game. We've never seen that at the Oscars before. And then all of a sudden, it's like Glenn Close, and I was like, okay. And then like she comes out with all these random but amazing facts about the song, and then I was like, there's no way. She's a good actress, but she ain't that good at that point. I was like, no.
That's the part where I missed the host, right? Because the host was going around talking to everybody, kind of improving, all that, and I missed that part. It's real, right? Even though that was scripted.
That was so real.
But I don't know about the dancing.
They call it scripted reality. Let's call it that.
Yes, I'm very familiar with that. All right, guys, coming up on DBL, the winners of the Oscars red carpet. Stephanie will show us the looks that are getting all the buzz. Trust me, you guys don't want to miss it. Stephanie breaks it down for us.
New research suggests getting too little sleep can increase your risk of dementia. Let's connect the dots. The link between poor sleep and dementia is nothing new, but what was not clear was whether that lack of sleep was a symptom of cognitive decline or one of the causes. Now, a large new study suggests that people who don't get enough shut-eye in their 50s and 60s are more likely to develop dementia later in life. The study was published in the journal Nature. It followed nearly 8,000 people for decades. Researchers found that people who regularly reported getting 6 hours or less of sleep on weeknights were close to 30% more likely to be diagnosed with dementia nearly 3 decades later. That's compared to people who reported getting 7 hours or more a night. So how can you catch more Z's? While doctors say sleeping pills are an okay temporary solution, they don't give you the deep sleep needed. Also, naps are okay, but also a sign you are not getting the shut-eye you need at night. Instead, keep a regular sleep schedule, avoid caffeine and alcohol before bed, and keep the phone and screens out of the bedroom.
Welcome back to DBL. Last night's Oscars also saw an official return of the red carpet. Stephanie Jones is going to break down some of the more unique looks of last night.
Oh, yeah.
Take it away, Steph.
Well, Jeff, like you said, there was a return to the old school glam on the red carpet. So we saw stars like Viola Davis, Zendaya, Andrea Day, and Amanda Seyfried really brought their A game when it came to style. But some of the biggest Oscar winners of the night chose comfort over glamour. So Best Director winner Chloe Zhao wore a long neutral tone dress and looked radiant without any makeup. But it's her white trainers, or sneakers as you'd call them here, that really made a statement. And then Best Actress winner Frances McDormand always shows off her low-key style at award shows. Again, she ditched the makeup for a natural look. And Halle Berry also went for a softer look with her makeup and her mauve-toned strapless dress. But everyone was talking about her hair. It was like a choppy bob with some pretty short bangs. And then speaking of hair, Brad Pitt is letting his hair grow out. He was seen with a little man bun at the back of his head. And whilst we're talking about the men, the look of the night has to go to Lakeith Stanfield for his custom-made jumpsuit with that 70s inspired belt and wide collar. I mean, heaven. What do you guys think?
First of all, I'm a little jealous that when you speak, there's music playing behind you. I wish I had that.
It just helps the credibility along.
There we go. See, so I thought the Oscars were fantastic last night.
I'm listening now,
right?
Jeff.
Aren't you in? Aren't you engaged? So what did you think about the styles? Listen, Halle Berry's beautiful. I'm just going to go there.
Okay, go for it. I know what you're going to say before you even say it, but go ahead and say it.
Maybe I shouldn't say it.
No,
What did you think about her haircut?
Hated it.
Okay.
She is one of the
How come it sounds better when she says it? If I say it, people are storming the station.
She is one of the most stunning women on the planet. I don't think I've ever seen Halle Berry go wrong until last night.
Dude, she went there and said...
That dress, fantastic, but that is the fringe, or bangs as you would say. It's just too short.
She got the Lloyd Christmas.
It looks like when a toddler cuts their hair.
Yeah, it was, I think that was a miss, but you know what? that's what I love about it. And Steph, I love your fashion recaps because you're honest about what you like and what you don't like. And I think if you're putting on a yellow tuxedo with a purple top hat, you have to know that you might miss with that. And I think that's what I love about the fashion industry is they push the envelope. Most people are like, okay, as far as I want to go, but if you go back a little bit, you're going to find a new look. So I appreciate the hits, and we can't have the hits without the misses.
I'd rather someone take a chance and miss than not take a chance at all. Because who knows, that could have been the new haircut, and I'm sure people look at it and they're like, I'm going to get that for summer.
Jeff, I got to know, what do you think about the 70s look?
I liked it. I loved it.
Jeff, I loved it.
I loved it. I even liked the Grammys when, I can't think right now. Remember they did the throwback? The three guys were kind of wearing like the 70s outfit.
With Bruno Mars?
Yeah, with Bruno Mars. I don't know why. I got a thing like with the 70s and early 60s.
70s is coming back. We're seeing all the skinny jeans, they're out, which is very sad for me. Flares, wider leg pants. Just you wait. You guys will be coming in with the big collars anytime soon.
I'm here for it.
I'm here for it as well. And speaking of throwbacks, during the Oscars, you guys may have noticed a sneak peek at Steven Spielberg's revival of the classic 1961 film West Side Story. Here's a look. Did you guys catch that? That was Rita Moreno, is appearing in the new film as Valentina. She famously won an Oscar for her role as Anita in the original. She also was the first Latina actress to win an Oscar. How about that?
Oh my gosh, this gave me all of the feels on every single level. Steven Spielberg at his finest, one of the greatest stories of our time, the dancing, the singing, the romance, the fighting. Oh!
You needed some music behind that speech right there because it really would have been powerful.
But like the lighting, the graphics, the costumes. Does it not feel, did you not get that feeling?
I don't think Al caught the same
I'm telling you, I dug it for, am I going to see this? No. But, Steph, come on.
Are you serious?
Steph, not even if Obama asked me to.
No, this is going to be unbelievable.
I know it, but you know what? I do like that the storyline is still so relevant. You know, forbidden love, people from different sides of the tracks, but usually people from different sides of the tracks are so similar. And so I think that this movie's going to really bring that home, and when you go see it, you tell me all about it.
I'm going to die when it comes out. December, we've got so long to go, but... Oh.
You guys are like the shark and the Jets right now. That's what's going on. Did you like that? Oh, see, Al's going to watch.
I know.
All right, guys, we'll be right back. Al knows what he's talking about.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
What do we know about the anti-COVID-19 drug Israel is developing? Our sources are the National Institutes of Health, Dr. William Schaffner, an infectious diseases specialist at Vanderbilt University, and Dr. Nayor Barzev, also an infectious diseases expert from Johns Hopkins University. First, our experts say you need to understand how COVID-19 makes people sick. The virus gets into the body.
Our immune response starts to fight the virus and then causes a lot of collateral damage.
This out-of-control immune response can damage organs, and in more than 500,000 cases here in the United States, it's caused death. Enter Israel's new drug with the catchy name XO-CD24, a treatment that patients would just inhale.
The concept here is that we're using an immune modulator to dampen down some of the T cells that are responsible for the cytokine storm that we sometimes see in severe disease.
In other words, the new treatment in theory would calm down the immune system.
So our own immune response does not injure our own lungs and other organ systems.
So where is this drug? Researchers in Israel just completed the phase 1 trial with good results. They tested on moderate and severe cases, but...
So I think it's too early to say anything certain about it, but it's encouraging that we have a product that potentially can reduce disease severity, and that is going to be making its way through rigorous trials and evaluation.
So how could this drug potentially come to the United States? Our experts say it follows the same path we saw the vaccines follow, the phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3 clinical trials, and if those prove to be successful, that data will be sent here to the FDA for review. With your Verify, I'm Matt Gregory.
Welcome back to DBL. There are so many benefits to exercising, including brain health. We're chatting about it in DBL's Focus on Fitness presented by QB. So a new study shows older adults who are active have better cognitive health. That includes memory, learning, and making everyday decisions. The study also found that anyone experiencing early stages of cognitive decline, like dementia, should be putting a focus on physical health. Staying active is so important, and QB has made it easy, regardless of physical ability or age. Try their under-desk elliptical at home. Call 1-800-782-2351 or visit QB.com to learn more. Cognitive decline. Nailed it.
Nailed it. Staying active. Staying active. You know, it's my mom is 74, and I saw her for the first time this weekend. Unfortunately, it was at a family member's funeral, but it was such a beautiful event. It was just a good weekend altogether. But the day before I met her in Cleveland for the funeral, I text my mom who's 74 and I go, "Are you already in Cleveland?" She goes, "No, I'm in Mexico giving a seminar. I'll fly in tomorrow morning." I was like, first of all, baller. And I was like, second of all, it's just like she's been active her whole life, and she shows up. She looks great because she kept it moving, and that's what QB does.
Exactly.
Al sent a beautiful picture to the group. You mind if I share just a
No,
view of your
please.
ma? It's very touching, man, when you send it and you're like, enjoy life. It makes me smile.
Man.
You make me smile, buddy.
Shout out to Jackie, man.
Get me emotional. I
Good
don't know
lady.
why on a Monday. DBL's new every day. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place.